Hey art friends, it's Miss Black with another art tutorial. This project might be something you're familiar with. It's about Vasily Kandinsky and his circles. So if you've done this before, you should have some experience and really know how to do this. The cool thing about this project though is even if you have done it before, it's always really fun and meditative to do. It's not only meditative, it allows your brain to have a break and just sort of focus on circles and how they just keep going, but also it's great to also make discoveries about color, about how colors mix, about how some colors look next to each other. Maybe you'll discover that two colors look really good next to each other. Maybe you'll discover that two colors don't look good next to each other, which are all very valid pieces of information for you. Also, you might discover what kind of colors kind of interact with each other. For example, red and blue are one of those, or two of those colors, where when you put it next to each other, especially when you have those really rich pigments, they make your eyes do this really crazy wiggy thing. So I will show you that in this video, but all you're going to need for this, and if you're doing this in my classroom during a day where I'm not here, these supplies will be out for you already. But all you're gonna need is just like a piece of construction paper. I've got a bigger piece here. You could go for a smaller piece, so like this is just the normal size that you might find. It's just like one of these folded in half or cut in half. But that size is just fine for this project if you're doing this at home. And if you're not, if you're doing it in my classroom, this size will be provided for you. So all you're going to need is that paper and some oil pastels. Okay, oil pastels are a lot like crayons. You most likely have used them a little bit in my class before, but they're a lot like crayons. They go on like crayons, except they go on smoother, they go on brighter, and they mix and blend well easier. So this is a really fun technique and a really good medium to use for this project. So the first thing you're going to want to do is actually just write your name, because we don't want anybody taking your artwork, right? Okay, so we got to write your name, flip that over, and what we're going to do first, if I can zoom out a bit, sorry if this is making noise, okay, is we're just going to fold this in half like I just showed you. So a lot of people call that hamburger style. And if you're doing it with a smaller piece of paper, make sure that your paper is the short way or in landscape. We did it with a bigger paper, which also was in landscape. Okay, so we fold it in half this way. We're going to fold it in half. So we've got it the tall way or in portrait right now. We're going to fold it in half again, like this. So now it's once again in landscape. And then we're going to fold this in half again. So turn it back to portrait, fold it in half again. And it should leave you with 8 squares that you've folded, okay? So when we pull this apart, if we look at the squares, there are, and I don't know if you can see it all because my camera's not covering it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So each square is going to have its own circle, its own colors, and then these are kind of like the borders of that square. So you're not going to put any colors that you're putting in this square into this square. So they're not going to bleed over, they're not going to cross this line. This is a whole new set of colors and shapes. This is a different set of colors and shapes. So you're going to kind of see this as like a fence or a barrier where you stop that square. Okay. So next, what you're going to do, and you guys can choose any shape you want. Kandinsky was famous for his circles, but you can choose any shape you want. I'm going to go with the classic circles though. So what you're going to do, you can start in any square. I'm going to start in this one. How about? You're going to go to the middle of that square, which is right here. Okay, so this square, that's the middle. Okay, I'm going to draw a circle, and I'm going to color that circle in. And then It's almost like those ripple patterns. If you tried that project, you're going to draw a bigger circle around the original circle. You'll color that in, and you might notice as you're coloring that you're picking up some of the colors from the first circle, which helps you make those discoveries. So if you say, oh no, I picked up some of that, that's actually a good thing, because you're seeing not only what those colors are doing with each other, but you're also seeing a new texture, and you're experiencing this new thing. Okay. Sure, I'll go with blue next, which is going to interact with this orange background in a really cool way. So I'm going to maybe draw this big. Okay, so this might look really interesting to you because it's doing that thing I was talking about, where it makes your eyes kind of wig out next to a brighter orange color. So a cool blue next to a bright color like orange or red is how this happens to your eyes. Okay, so I'm going to color this one in, and I will finish this square, but I'm not going to do any more. I will, however, show you a finished one to give you an idea of what it can look like when it's done. And you know what? I think I want to pick up some of this peach color and see how the blue mixes with it, because that could be pretty interesting. Yeah, see? So you're not only mixing the color, but you're making a new circle as well. So I'm going to jump to red, and I'll show you how this blue is going to interact with it. It looks really cool. So maybe I'll just do like a smaller, like a thinner one. But I'm stopping at this line. I'm not going to make it any more into this one because this one is its own. So I'm going to stop there, okay? So I'm coloring this in, and that color is going to interact with that blue. And I don't know if you can see it as well in the video as in real life, but it really is doing that. Okay. And you'll make these discoveries as you're working on your own. And I've got a finished one here I can show you in a minute. See, I think that the orange and this blue interacted more than the red and this blue, but if I get a different blue, we might be telling a different story. So I'll try that blue for the rest of it. Okay, and so for the rest of this one, I'm just going to outline the square. Oops, I'm going to outline the square so I know where to stop. Oops, I went into that one, so I'm going to have to use blue in that one too, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to color the rest of this blue in. Let's see, I'm going to try this one. Yeah, there we go. It's going to, oh yeah, look, it's interacting with that red in a different way. I'm going to stop there because that's where my borders are. Okay. Cool thing about Vasily Kandinsky is he was a brilliant man, but he had like a superpower, as I like to call it, and the superpower is called synesthesia. Synesthesia is when your brain cross wires your senses so that it makes you do really unique things. So he was able to, when he'd look at a color, he would hear a sound, and when he would hear a sound, he would see colors. Like some people might have thought he was hallucinating those colors, but he was actually seeing colors because his brain was wired that way. So he became an artist because of this really cool superpower, which I wish I had that superpower, I'm going to be honest. That would be so cool. But we're just kind of honoring him and his art with this project. So I hope you guys like doing this because, I mean, it's fun to color, but it's also really meditative. Circle itself is a really meditative shape. So anyway, I'm going to stop there with this one, but I'm going to show you a finished one as well. So give me a sec. This is a finished one here. Okay, So I've got all 8 squares filled with these circles. And they've got all of these colors that are interacting with each other, mixing it with each other, and it's just a really fun project. So I hope you guys have fun. Even if you've done this before, this is a project that I would actually love to hang in the hall and just have like a wall full of Kandinsky circles. So do not take these home because I want them for the hallway. Okay. Enjoy, and I will catch you next time. Thanks, you guys.